Hi guys, this is Hamilcar bringing you a game from the Pro League between ShineCal and Jangbi. And this is part of the match between WeMade Fox and Samsung Khan. This is actually the second set of the Pro League match that I also commentated the third set of, and I apologize for not doing things in order and probably not doing the complete set. I don't think I'll get to the other games at least before other people have done them and put them out. But at any rate, I hope these are at least good games individually and you guys enjoy watching them. This is going to be played on the map A Fresh Wind and a Bright Moon. I think that's the translation of Chupongryong, or whatever the Korean is. I'm not sure how it got that name, but at any rate, it's proved to be a fairly interesting map, I think. We've had some good games on it so far, and hopefully we'll have another one. This is going to be a PvZ. Jangbi is the Protoss player, and ShineCal is the Zerg, and ShineCal a relatively new player, and for some reason, being a Zerg player, decided to combine the names of a well-known Protoss player and a well-known Terran player to form his own, and I'm not sure why he did that, but that's what he did. So I have to choose between calling him Shine or calling him Cal or saying ShineCal every time I refer to him. I'll probably switch back and forth between all of those. But at any rate, he's pushing out immediately with an Overlord, going nothing that cheesy, no 5 pool or 6 pool. And Jangbi is moving out to put down Pylon for the Forge Fast Expand. Jangbi is a very good player, doing pretty well at the moment. Was deep in a couple of Star Leagues in the last couple of seasons. I don't remember exactly how far he got, but I think he was in semis at least once. This year in the Pro League, I think he's currently 6-1, which is very good statistically. One of the very best players in Pro League, even though he hasn't played as much as some of the others. And Samsung Khan's doing very well in general between Jangbi and Stork and Firebat Hero and some of their other players. But they have a very impressive lineup. WeMade Fox, I'm not sure how they're doing. They have Nada, of course, is probably their best known player, but he's far from his prime, and Nada reliably does all right, but he hasn't done fantastically. Seeing that Overlord, he's going to know what position ShineCal is at, so he's sending a probe that way. His initial probe scouted in the wrong direction, and it looks like ShineCal has gone for a pretty standard 12 hatch, I think. Well, scouting, I guess just looking for cheats, doesn't put down another hatchery. But, yeah, it looks like that was a 12 hatch, and now the spawning pool going down. And putting a drone on the ramp there, I'm not sure what that's supposed to do. I guess he's going to go for a third hatchery in just a moment. But going for a very econ, macro-intensive build, and that should work out alright, given that Jangbi is going for the standard Forge Fast Expand, and Jangbi puts down his Nexus before cannons, and, excuse me a second, I'll turn my aim off. Sorry about that. But Nexus down, and I think that was a gateway that just went down. So Jangbi is not particularly worried about early Zergling, as he shouldn't be, given that the pool is coming out as late as it is. So he should be alright. Gas going down now for the Zerg, and that third hatchery finally at the 230 location or so. Cannons now going down, and we'll see if those are Zerglings or drones coming out. It's possible that ShineCal would just decide to pump more drones, given how heavily he's invested in economy already, and given that he has 3 bases worth of minerals to saturate, but 2 Zerglings coming out to chase around the probe, and hopefully deny the scout, but that probe is heading up and he's going to see the third hatchery. I'm sure Jangbi intuited, given the timing of everything and the fact that there was no third hatch inside the base, that would probably be there, and he sees it now. So we'll see how he reacts. He might decide, and he's, okay, mistiming his transfer a little bit, so those probes are going to lose some mining time. We'll see what he does. Lair tech going up now. Relatively standard timing, and we'll see what tech ShineCal decides to go into. One feature of this map is that there's 2 entrances into the natural, and given the positions that the players spawned at in this game, Shinecal is going to have immediate access to the smaller side entrance, and he'll have to go around a little ways to attack the wider main entrance. But he's in a relatively good position to put some pressure on that natural, and it's relatively hard to put up early game cannon defenses that are effective against something like a run-by or a 5 hatch Hydra build. But we'll see. That Zealot is hiding in the back there. It'll probably take down a couple Zerglings and is preventing drones from transferring for a little while, but it'll be taken down eventually. I don't know why Shinecal is sending in Zerglings one by one just so the Zealot can kill as many of them as possible, but he does eventually take down the Zealot. 2 more Zealots in a probe pushing out, just skirmishing with those Zerglings in the middle. The Spire's going down, along with the Stargate, so we'll probably see some air battles and a robotics facility. We've seen a lot of Sayer Reaver builds, not all in, but at least early Sayers and Reavers lately. So it'd be interesting to see that happen again, and I'm not sure whether these Zealots are for harassment or just for scouting. He's killed 1 drone, but as you can see there, the cost of a probe, and he's not getting all that much done in harassment terms. Interestingly enough, Shinecal hasn't transferred anything to that 3rd base yet. He's streaming down some Zerglings now. I'm not sure if he's going to attempt to run by. There's a couple of probes blocking that side entrance. So with those 2 cannons there, he probably won't be able to... Well, he's going for the run by now, and he's gotten a significant number of Zerglings in. He's gotten, I think, 6 Zerglings into Jangbi's base. So Jangbi's going to be under a little bit of pressure. 6 Zerglings inside a main is not a game ender, especially with that Dragoon out. But it will, especially if they can take down that Dragoon, put a decent amount of pressure on Jangbi and force him to pay a lot of money. And the Dragoon is surrounded and goes down. Very good micro on the part of Shinecal. Meanwhile, the Corsair is pecking away at an Overlord, and Jangbi's been forced to pull probes, and pulling probes to fight Zerglings in open ground, and whoa, and now there's a lot of Zerglings streaming in. They're going to try to take down those cannons. 1 cannon goes down, 2nd cannon goes down, only 2 Zealots there, and it looks like Jangbi's in quite a bit of trouble. More Zerglings streaming in, and Jangbi, who's probably the favorite to take this game, looks like he might go down early if he can't hold off these Zerglings. The probes will be able to kill them off eventually, or kill off this group, but at prohibitive losses, and more Zerglings coming in. And I'm not sure how Jangbi's going to hold this off. I'm not sure if he has a Reaver coming yet. No, the robotic support bay just warping in now, so it'll be a while before he has that Reaver. And in the meantime, more and more Zerglings coming in. It seems like the flow has stopped for a minute, but here comes some more, and more waiting at the natural. Shinecal should really get those into action as soon as possible. Jangbi being forced to pull more probes. He's lost at least a dozen so far, and I think this is all but GG at this point. More and more Zerglings are just going to keep pumping from those 3 hatcheries and going for the Nexus now. And if Jangbi can't get forces... Oh, the robotics facility, actually. So no Reavers for Jangbi. Reavers could have been a game changer, but I think even if they had popped out, they would have been instantly surrounded by those Zerglings before they could even get Scarabs out. A few Corsairs out in the air, but Spire's up, so Scourge will be able to chase them away. And Forge is unpowered, the gateway is unpowered. Very little production left for Jangbi. 1 of his last 2 Zealots goes down, and this is practically GG. Pulling probes and then pulling them back, and he doesn't know what to do because those probes can't take on that number of Zerglings. He's got a cannon in his main mineral line. That'll let him survive for a little while longer, but once this Nexus goes down, he has no hope of recovering from the amount of economic damage he's sustained. 2 Scourge being wasted, not impacting on a Corsair. And the Corsairs are going to do some damage to the Overlords, but there's enough Zerglings there already to do the damage that needs to be done. As I say, as soon as that Nexus goes down, that's about it. So, I'm not sure... Game's settled down for a minute, but it's, well, not for a very long minute. Here come the Zerglings, and they're just gonna, I think, bull their way in and try to take down that cannon and the probes. And Another robotics facility going down in the back. He's going to try to produce another Reaver, but he's not going to have time, and it's not going to make a difference. And the cannon goes down, and Jangbi's going to have to GG when his last probes die in just a second. So I don't know if he's waiting for that Reaver. Well, a couple of probes did survive, but he GG's. He only has 4 left. So very well played on the part of ShineCal, and he, even being a relatively new player, is someone that I think we're going to hear from in the future, taking down one of the very best players in Pro League. So congratulations to him, and I hope you guys enjoyed the game. This has been Hamilcar.